Hello, everyone. This is Ahmed Mahmoud from DataMindAI. This session is part of Lakeflow Masterclass, and today we are going to focus on the new pipeline editor. So that will be our focus, and we are going to spend a bit of time to navigate around the beautiful and the one which is, I think, a new addition in Databricks. Always advanced user interface, and we are going to look at it, how it works, and how to use it as well in our journey of data engineering. Now, what we need to do is like first, of course, we need to create a notebook. Yeah, that is how we're going to start a notebook, and in that notebook, I'm going to paste like a code here. So what this code is doing is installing DB demo, which is from Databricks. Yeah, Databricks is providing this one. So I'm just taking it from there. So you install it into your notebook, and then you import the demo, and then from that demo, because there's a list of demos within that one, and from that one we are taking this pipeline bike. Yeah, this is the one we are taking, and we are going to see how it has been used to construct the pipeline. So that's the key part here. So what he's doing is like we are going to install the data in the catalog main and the schema db demos underscore pipeline bike, which I'm going to show here. And this last one, override equal to true, will help us, like if you want to run again and again, it will not like give us an error. It will say it already exists. Yeah, so that's the whole idea. We just override we make it true. So each time it could be overriding the data which had been installed. Now, for this one, when you run it, for example, when you run it, you see a very useful. Let me do it again. Probably. Uh, Let me run it. I thought it will stay there because I ran it before I start, and because it takes a little bit of time, so I don't want to waste time just for you to see what is happening. But here we are. So it is running here, as you can see. We are running. We are pip installing the demos, and then from the list of those demos, we are taking pipeline bike. And once we do that, it will give us a couple of again, it's very useful here. So, for example, there's another one as well. There's another pipeline bike, yeah, which we are going to run next time, and also the AI agent one, which also we are going to run. Now, first is first. What we need to do is like where had been installed this. We say it is in catalog main and schema this one. So let us go to that schema, I think, and to check where it is. Yeah. So if you click catalog here, yeah, and then within that catalog, if you go to the one that says db demos underscore pipeline bike, this is the one we have. It is on the main. Can you see? This is a main. Yeah. Within that main, uh, we put it here. Yeah. This is the one we have chosen. And within that one, we have two places. One is volume and one is tables. So what is happening here is the pipeline is going to do normally. If you have a source data, for example, SQL, Microsoft, Azure, Microsoft SQL, your source data is in Azure, Microsoft SQL, or your source data is in Oracle, MySQL, in RDS, AWS, in AWS in Oracle RDS there, or in AWS in MySQL RDS, or on-premise, whatever it is, whatever the source is. So if that is your source, what happens is like you bring your data, yeah, Now you need to have a gateway like an engine, which will copy the data from. It's part of the pipeline, by the way. It's part of the pipeline. So part of the pipeline, what we'll do is like using an engine which consumes like a classic cluster. It will move the data from the source, and it was going to put it in volume of the of to be like controlled within the Unity catalog. Yeah, so it will be placed here, and I have uh, I have a video about that and how that is done, and what else is done as well as part of that movement. But the point is, using that engine, yeah, we the data will be moved here. Of course, this is not doing it here, but that is what happens. So they're placing data here on this volume, but this pipeline, what it's going to do is like from the this one, it is going to put it in delta tables in here on the tables here. So that is going to be the work, and then it's going to use another engine which uses serverless in that sense. Yeah. So that is the process, and then this the raw data here. If you see the raw data, it has four kind of data. One is like a customer, which they have done. They put the raw data as a folder here, and then they created also for each source data. For example, for customer, there's another one folder because it is CDC. They every time, every second, probably the data might arrive. So for that purpose, all the customer data will be here, and then there is also maintenance logs, which is going to be here, and rides will be here, and the weather will be here. So I'm going to just explain a little bit later on, but that is while we are here, just I want to show you that is what is happening. And then if you see the customer, for example, data, you will see you have different CDC per, for example, every second or every minute. I think you're receiving data as a particular one. So that's for the customer. If you see the other one as well, if you can see, for example, maintenance logs, um, it is CSV file. It's not Parker anymore. And then if you go to the right, this one, and you see that it is again CSV file, and the last one with the weather one, it might be JSON. I think there was also a JSON file as well. Yeah, it's JSON. So you can see that's different kind of files, file format, which been here, and the job of the pipeline is going to move it from here to these tables now. Yeah. So that's one. So we know once we run this one, we know where once we run it, as you can see here, this is the pipeline name, and then the catalog is main, and this is the schema, and we saw the thing which has been placed in here. Now, this is again once we installed it, it gave us this kind of information. As you can see, it is a full declarative pipeline. It's called bike is ready. So we have two options. One is like to see the pipeline itself, yeah, but and then to see what is happening there, and to go through that one. But what I prefer is like to go one by one, because the information what is trying to solve, it is also as important as the pipeline itself. Yeah. So if you click for example here, this one, yeah. So it is like the introduction. There's an information here, yeah. This introduction, this one. So it tells you what is the business case for this one, yeah. The information it gives you. This is a company is bike rental stations, as you see. For example, if you are in these major cities in Europe, you will see that you can pick up a bike and you rent a bike. So, and then the information, when did you rent it? This information is registered, of course. Yeah, you give your details, of course. This is the customer, and from where did you pick up? Yeah, all this stuff. So the data is there, but it's not, the data is just being saved there, but they want to analyze the data now. Yeah. So that is the purpose here. So as I said, data pipeline is transform raw operational data, which is the one from your bike when you rent a bike. This is the raw information, such as the ride logs, for example, maintenance records, and weather information, and then into structured and refined format, enabling comprehensive analytics. Yeah, so this allows us to track. So what they want to do is like they want to track business metrics like total revenue, forecast future earnings, understanding revenue contribution from the members versus the non-members. Yeah, analysis customers behavior and lifetime value, and crucially identify and quantify revenue loss due to maintenance issues. So this is what they want to do. So this is the requirement, the business requirement. This is what we are supposed to convert. This is the business need, and we need to convert it to technical solution in order to address their need and give them like a solution which they require. So the purpose of this ETL exercise is to make sure that these business needs are met. So by providing this inside, the pipeline empowers. Yeah, this is the pipeline. Now, once you've done that one, we are supposed to empower, to optimize operations, improve bike availability and the utility max, and ultimately, of course, to maximize profitability. Yeah? To have more profit. So this pipeline, by giving them this information, is going to help the business, optimize their operation, and bike availability and so on. Yeah. So we will be using an input, as the raw data set we saw there, information coming from our ride tracking system, as well as data from our maintenance system, weather data, and customers CDC events. So our goal is to ingest this data in real time and build table for our analyst team. So the data for us, as far as data engineers is concerned, this information is very important. It says data should be in real time. So if they tell you that they want data in real time, you need to know how to do this one, how to configure it or your pipeline. Yeah. And if they say like it's nightly, for example, it will be different from in real time. Yeah. So that's I mean those information are very useful. Yeah. You know that where the data sits now, and then they want it in real time, and then what they want out of that data once you move it there. What are you supposed to do? Now, this is the plan. Of course, we are going to look at it, of course, but today we are going to focus on this pipeline editor because that's the very useful tool. It's a new one. So I'm going to spend this session explain what this pipeline editor is, and we are going to see it, a bit later. So before I go to the pipeline editor, let me show you where to find it here. For example, if you go to the pipeline itself, you can see a Spark declarative pipeline. So if you click that one, it will give you what is happening within that pipeline. And of course, the editor is to edit your pipeline or to write codes within your pipeline. So this is one way of creating the looking. So if you go to edit, for example, this is what we are going to see. And this one will open everything into this editor. Yeah, this is the editor. You also find it, for example, when you try to create pipeline. So if you create a pipeline, new create pipeline, and then you will find also the editor there as well. So now the key part here is, of course, we are going to run it, and then probably we'll see some value here. The key part here is this is the editor, and it has a couple of that's what we are going to see. Yeah. This is this area on your left hand side. Let me Yeah. So this area on your left hand side, yeah, this part is the asset. All the assets or the source code will sit here in this area. So you have this pipeline and all files, which we are going to look. And then you have on the middle one here. This is the place where you write your code. Yeah. So you write your code, add, and then a notebook, like a notebook here. And then you have at the top, you have like a menu. Yeah. In here, so there's a setting, a schedule, share, and so on. And this is run to run it. And then on this side, I think there is something here. You can see there is some here. So this is like you see the graphical side of the job, yeah. And here is the event log or the tables as well. So this is you can see like a real job which had been created, and also you can monitor it from this side. So let me just click run, because this is again because the serverless it has a very limited capacity. It might take time to run it, but let me do run and come back to you. So let me go to a different area until this one finishes running, and we'll come back to you. So this is the let me show you the documentation of until that one runs. Yeah, show you the documentation of this editor. Yeah, so if you come in the resource, just if you find it easily, let me show you as well where to find it in here. This is one area, just running, I think, and yeah. So the editor here, let me, yeah, yeah. Can you see here? So in this page, this is the introduction, yeah, the first introduction, and then it says rich editor. Yeah, if you click that one, it is opening here. Sorry, I thought documentation, I think. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is the documentation. So you can access it from there, or you can search it from the Databricks documentation, the resource area. So the editor pipeline editor user interface. This is the one we're just looking at. Yeah. So it has like a couple of the main one is this one on your left hand side. If you can see your left hand side, and let me check whether it's going to do it or not. Yeah. Okay. Now the documentation here on the left hand side, this place now, as you can see here, this is number one. This is the called the asset browser, yeah, for the pipeline. And as you can see, this is the place where you write your fully organize your code, as it were, yeah. So everything you need for the job, for the pipeline, for example, Python code, SQL codes, and also the source code themselves, you put them here in a very organized way. Yeah. So that's the, yeah. So for the pipeline and the files. Now there is a very important addition here in Databricks. You have a notebook which we used to work on before. Yeah. All the jobs we used to write it in a notebook. Now they're shifting to writing them instead of a notebook to a file .py, for example. Yeah. Py. So you write a file, and you write your code there, and they run them as a file, not as in a cell. So this is a new change which we are going also to explore as part of this session. Not today though, at a different date. So that now the key part is like this left hand side. Yeah, this is the asset browser. Now on the middle here, the one you see in this side, this is where you write your code, as you can see here. Yeah. So it is called multi-file code editor with tabs. Of course, there will be tabs. All the if you or like the previous one, the notebook. This one is going to be filed. Okay, if you can see here, it says it is not. It's not. I'm not able to zoom in, but if you can see here, for example, run file, yeah, this is, it's not the cell anymore. You run the whole file here. And on the top, you can see, of course, each file, yeah, it will have its own tab. And here is the editor. Now, the other side is like number 3 here. Yeah, number 3 is pipeline specific toolbars. Yeah, specific toolbars here. And there are very important toolbars here, the setting, which, for example, if you when you write Python, you do like 2 things. One is like pip install. If the package is not there, you pip install it. And if you so you are not allowed to do like that here in this file. Don't pip install, but you can add them here in the setting, and then you put them at the environment. Yeah, this is one. Also in Python, you do like all the one you need to run them together, you put them in the requirement file. So as well, so this one is also similar to that requirement file. So we'll see that one later on, but you do settings, and then within the setting you do the environment variable, the environments, yeah, the dependency it's called. Yeah? So you put all the dependency for this file, for this pipeline, sorry, in here, the setting. Yeah, so that's one, and it's a very useful one. And we will see also you configure this one, these files, like which one is source code and which one is not, which one is just utility helping you to do some job. Say, for example, you might like to write in SQL, so that will be the source code, and then you want probably in the future probably might change your mind in Python. So if you want to write the Python, you put it there as well, but it's not going to be the source code. The pipeline is not going to use it now, but it is there just in case if you need it, you can resolve that. So we'll see how to change, yeah, to source code and not source code, yeah, side of it. So this is also done through this setting. And number 4 is this is very important one. Number 4 is interactive directed acyclic graph. It's DAG, yeah. So it will show you like in graphical terms how the job runs, yeah, from one task to another one, yeah. So the way it runs is like it is directed as cyclical graph, they call them, yeah. They don't just return back. There is no returning back. That's why it's called a cyclical. It is like cycle. They just you don't go like back to the previous one, as it were. So you just the task will be from one to the second, and so on and so forth. So you see them here as well. This is again a good addition. So when you run, you see a graph, and then one is finished, then you will see how things are. Yeah, and now this is again a very important part here. The table that been run and the performance. You can see it from here as well. You see every this one is like the event which is here. You can see your code, what is happening to your code. Yeah. So that is again, this is the area where you see. So from my side, the key part, there is I think 5 areas which are critical, and the others is like helpful. The first one is this asset, which we are going to give this asset one. So this is like where you put like organizing your work here, and then this is where you write your code. Second one, and the third one, this is a toolbar, which you can do like environment variables and so on. The fourth one is this, you see what is happening when you run your job, yeah, or after running it. So you can see the cyclical like graph, the DAG is called. And then this event, this the fifth one is this one, yeah. So what is it called? Data preview. And there's also they have a couple of them here, of course. Data, table metrics, and performance. There's 3 tabs here, and you have also this one. This one also tells you if there you have errors and warnings and so on, how many errors you have and so on. So it is very useful editor, a very useful one, and sometimes you wonder why it was not there before. That's what the feeling you get, because so good, and it's so it's common sense that why didn't have it before, kind of thing, right? So this is our IDE. Databricks give us like IDE. You have Visual Studio Code, you have Visual Studio IDE, the Python IDE, and this is for pipeline, IDE for pipeline, which is pipeline editors. So it's very good and very useful. So let me show you in how does it work as well. If it is giving us yeah, something here. Yeah. Now let me change this one into dark mode. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. So let me change it. Probably it will be very useful to see what is happening here. So let us do it here. Yeah, much better, I think. Yeah, now let me go to, yeah, so this is again, this is the one I was saying, the DAG, yeah, and after you finish it looks like this, yeah, and it will, and each one is a task, and you can go through, you can drill through each one of them and see what is happening. Yeah, you can go to each of them here, yeah, and there's a lot of functionality here. We are not going to spend time looking at this one because it's very it might take like 1 or 2 sessions, yeah, to finish just this one. Yeah, it's very useful. Yeah, if you have used this one before, this is it's very interesting one. Yeah. Now the one we are interested in is just if you go to edit pipeline, if it can give us yeah, while it is doing this one, let me see if I can also do it from here. Okay, let me have with a sample Python. Yeah, let me run another one. Just what I've done is like I went to new here and ETL pipeline. So this is a blank new one. Yeah, as you can see, this is a new one, so you can do some work on it. Yeah, so this is like the asset, and you write the code here, and then yeah, and then visualize your pipeline. It says here, yeah, add your, extend your pipeline, define your pipeline logic here, yeah, and then view pipeline result, yeah. So these are like the key component here. You can visualize your pipeline, you can define your pipeline logic, how it works, and then also this side. Now this is like to show you what does look like probably when it is new, and then you are going to add something, and then once you do the code here, it will appear. So let us see what has been done already. The one I'm struggling with, for some reason it is not coming properly. Yeah, this is the graphic. Yeah, we saw it before, but once I go to the pipeline, it is not helping me that much. Let me do it again if I can. Yeah. So this is like already they have written a code there, and that's why I want to see it in this format. Yeah. I will put for you the code. So if you go here, for example, this is the Python and the SQL, right? Yeah. So you have two. Everyone have two folders: exploration and transformation. So always the pipeline is in transformation here, and this one is being done in SQL, and therefore you can see you have two exploration to explore the data and transformation, which is the code. You can see the small icon here, and this is because this folder is a source code, while this one, this second one, there is no icon here, and therefore it is not a source code. Yeah, so these are not source code, and this is what Python is or pipeline is going to run. So whatever it is here is going to be run by the pipeline. So let me see this one here, for example. If you see this one, this is the pipeline. Yeah, this is the code. Yeah, and now, and also this is exploration of your data. Yeah, to explore your data. Now let me just quickly go through. This is, as you can see, the asset side. It has two places: the pipeline and all files. Yeah. So this all files is all the files which you need, yeah, for it is organized per file, per folder, and the pipeline is the one where we say, like, as you can see here, there is a small icon. It says that this is the source code is here. So the code which are here is, this is the one is going to be run. The others are like helping or archiving them, or something which we might feel like a very useful. For example, this one is the documentation. We're looking at that one. So and then of course, when you see the information will be seen here, of course. Yeah. So and also this one is like as you can see, what is happening. This has been cancelled, and then how many of them have been cancelled. Yeah, monitoring. This is a monitoring one. So if you click one of them, it will take you to the monitoring side. And also, if you go to here, that's what I'm going to show you, the setting here. The setting has a very important, this is important area. The first part is like who created them, the owner, and who's running them, the pipeline ID, and so on. But the other, the one which is very important for us here is these two: default location for data asset. So you can say here, for example, where is your this is your catalog, and the schema where they live, and then you have for example, this environment variables, the one we're talking about. If you go here, and you can add dependency here in this side. This is like, as it is, similar to requirement.txt, or alternatively this pip, if you do pip in yeah. And this is one, and then there's also the code asset here. Can you see the code asset here? Which one is the source code? It will tell you here. This is the source code. Yeah. So these two folders are very important. This is called the root folder. This is where the code lives, and then this is what the pipeline is going to use, and not the other one. So if you change, for example, from to a different folder and a different source code, you can change it here. So you can go here, and then you can edit, configure path. Yeah, you can configure path, and then you can add the path here, or can delete it, take it, whatever you like. Yeah. So that's these two are very important for you when you do the pipeline editor. So you can environment variables plus yeah, and then you have a configuration file as well at the bottom. Yeah. So there is a couple of settings which is very useful, but for us, I think for today, these two are very crucial, which you need to be aware of. Yeah. So this is editing. This editing one, you can schedule, of course. You can share it, and you can use who will use this file, like access control. For this one, you can run it as well. Yeah. So and let me now go to this is the one I was talking about. Yeah. So this is like the area which as you can see here, it just gives you different option when it runs from, I mean, the process or of running from one to the second. Yeah, the steps it takes, and then the combination. For example, this one and this one is combined to see materialize view of the station, yeah, and it took like 4 seconds to run. So and uh, and also let me go to this side. The one is not working for me today. Um, so this had been run, I think, and then we should be able to see certain things here, but I just am struggling to yeah. I think is a very interesting. Huh? What about if I do this bit? Yeah. So it is running now. It is running. This is script the bronze. Let's hopefully you see something here. But normally what happens is like when it runs, yeah, it will show you the graph, yeah, and somehow the graph is not visible. That's what I want to show you. But normally when you run the script, you will see a graph of the one which is running, yeah, one at a time. And now I can see it is running, but it's not showing me any graphs here for some reason. Probably I am in a different mode. I don't know, but it's not doing it now. But this is again, this is the place of the graph here, as I said before, and of course you can see the one which had been done already. This is the new one, and yeah. So this is what I was talking about. So this area, it will show you what had been done, yeah, in a graphical way. So, and when you run this one, you will see that there is like how it is run from one task to the second task in a graphical way. Yeah, but it is not showing us here for some reason. Now, I'm going to spend a couple of times, of course, on this one. We are going to set up our own, and then we'll see how that's run. But today it was like an introduction, which is which, where to find the things, and then you have this where to find the tasks which for the pipe editor. So I think we've done that bit, and here is like all the information. So if you click on one, it can give you more information of that one again. Yeah, you have a data column table for performance. Yeah, it is a multitude of information you get from your pipeline. What happened to your pipeline? Once you run it, you will see different kind of information for your pipeline. Troubleshoot what is happening, the health, the error, and so on. Yeah, so there's a lot of information which you get out of this one. So this just sitting here, just doing here, and then you can see, you can event log. You will see you can write your code, you run, and then you organize it, as you can see here. Yeah, and then also you can go and see it in hopefully if it is doing, it's going to do it. Yeah. Yeah, so if you go to this job and pipeline as well, yeah, you can see, you can monitor. Yeah, hopefully it is going to come with this monitoring of that job, the one I've cancelled, the one I have done. Yeah, it's here. That's good. Yeah, so this is the monitoring side. Yeah, when you click that monitor, it will give you those information again. So this is the finished one, the graph, as it were. Yeah, which is which one goes to where. Yeah, so this is again, if you can see here, this is not the editor though. If you can see, it went to these jobs and pipelines. Yeah, so the jobs and pipelines, if you go there, there will be a list of jobs, and then if you click the bike one, it will give it to you. So I'm not sure which one is the bike now. Yeah, but if you go to the bike, it will uh, it will give it to you, the one we just saw here. Yeah, you can either from here or from the one from the editor also. If you go to the editor, and then it will take you here. So this is the editor. This way the assets one. So it will give you like roughly what does it look like, and then if you click here, it will take you to the jobs and pipelines. Yeah, and see what is happening there for your job. Yeah. Now let me talk a little bit here, which is I think the exploration. So you'd have always, when you do something, when you before you write your code, of course you need to explore what does the data look like, especially when you want to work for the silver and gold, so that to do your transformation properly. So you have this exploration field, and for example, this one is like what to expect within the data itself. Yeah. So they have run it exploring the raw data. Uh, this is the information about it, and then you can see that this has been run to see the raw data. I will show you. This is where the volume is. So it's looking at the volume there, and it says here there is this is the files which exist there, because it's just iterating through this volume. And then it can see that in the customer CDC, these are the files in. We saw it, instead of doing it like in a code, we saw it practically there. Yeah. So we went to the catalog and schema and saw the files themselves. But also you can do it from script here while you're exploring. And then also you want to see specific the CSV file, for example. Yeah. And you read some statistics from there, from the CSV file, and you'll see what problems you would have within those files. Yeah. Yeah. So the list is long. I mean, the exploration, you explore the JSON file, the CSV file, all your files, of course, that have been there before you do your works, and see what you can find from them. Yeah. What issues they have, so that to resolve it, as it were. So before you do your code. So this is one area. Again, I will come back to this one, because I feel this is very important area to see. But today is, as I said before, this is like exploration, where to find things, and this is the exploration. As a data engineer, you need to understand your data properly before you do any work, because your main job is like to do transformation. But to do transformation, you need to have some kind of information, which is these are the information which you require, and you need to know how to write those codes. Yeah. And see your data, and base it on those ones. Of course, you do your work. Yeah. So we are going to spend that one, and how to organize as well here, as you can see, exploration, yeah, and transformation. Now, the other side is like the way it has been organized is here. They have all the SQL one, they put it in one here, and all the Python code is here. Yeah. So if you go to the Python code here, yeah, it's the same thing. You do the exploration, transformation. Yeah, but this is written in Python. The same thing, instead of SQL, it is in Python as well. Yeah. So yeah. So these are the thing which we are going again. This is a very useful addition. This is new one. DLT we used to do before, but now it is PySpark. We are using DP. Yeah. So we'll see that one as well. Yeah, in the next few sessions. So this is your Python here, and this is SQL. So the way it is organized is just, you need to learn something from this organization. That's why I'm just spending time, because it will save a lot of time for you if you do it in this way. Yeah. So all your codes, instead of just living anywhere, in some of them in the laptop, and so on and so forth, in some folders, and then when you need them, you just yeah, it will be a nightmare to find your laptop. Again, the other one, which is I want to just to mention, is this. You can put this one in GitHub. Yeah. So what happens is like you need to create like your folder. This one has not created a folder. So if you create your folder as a GitHub Git folder, now either you create this file in there, or you can move this one. For example, you can click here and move it to move root folder here, yeah, and go to whatever you said, yeah. Say if you want to put it, for example, in here, in I don't know, somewhere, yeah, the one you created. If say for example, if I created like my Git folder in here, so I can move it to that folder from here, yeah. So that's or you can go and work there. So this is again one area when you do CI/CD for your work, yeah. It's very useful to put it in Git as well. So I think I have covered most of the thing. Oh, the other one is I think I need to mention is the way it is run. Now there is a big change here. We used to write the code in a cell before, and you run them in a cell, but now you need to write them in a file, and you run them as a file here. Yeah. So there's no cell here, as you can see. It is all one file. As a code, it's not like before. It was not like a notebook, one cell, another cell, and run them there. So you can do that one a bit, but now in here in this code, in this pipeline editor, and on the Lakeflow, I think Databricks are moving away from the cell to the file here for a lot of reasons. There is a lot of good things when you do it through file. One of them is like versioning them, like also you put like a CI/CD and so on and so forth. So that is a new one which has been, I think, it's a while now, or a couple of months, I think. It is there. So this is another addition from Databricks. I think I'm going to stop here. I hope to go to the documentation. You can go to the documentation and read. We are going to revisit this one again, yeah, from a different angle, so that we make sure that you understand what it is, and you also understand how to use it properly. Thank you for listening. If you like, if you gain something out of this session, please subscribe and put some notes also at the bottom. Thank you very much. See you later.